Ali. How are you?
Great. How are you doing?
I'm good. And I found you on LinkedIn. I see you're very, very active. You are totally important for our Coin Nation Summit. And before we dive into the Blockchain Founders Fund and everything that you're doing, tell me a bit about who you are, because I saw in your LinkedIn you did and still do so many things. So tell me about yourself first.
Awesome. Yeah, happy to do that. First off, welcome Coin Nation. I am thrilled, to be part of this event. So in terms of my background, I'm the managing partner at Blockchain Founders Fund, which invests in and venture builds top tier startups. We now have over 55 portfolio companies, and we're investing in another 200 startups over the next 4 years. I'm also a limited partner on Loyal VC and Draper Goren Home, which many of you would be aware of. We also consult organizations such as the United Nations, and I serve as a senior blockchain fellow at INSEAD. I also serve on the board of a couple of public companies in the crypto and blockchain space. One of those is CryptoStar, which is a Toronto stock exchange venture company, and Mechanical Technologies, which is a NASDAQ listed company.
Wow, you are a great resource for our summits because we have so many blockchain companies, DeFi initiatives, coin initiatives from all over the world. And each one of the companies that you invested or consulted to is super relevant to our summit here. We are doing this like a matchmaking summit. So the whole idea is to connect to you, to connect to the other companies here, C-level people, and amazing. And tell me, how does it look from your agenda, maybe? Because consulting to the UN and this, like, how does it look? Is it exciting for you to be involved in all of these initiatives?
Absolutely. I mean, one of the rules that I follow is I'm only going to do things that we find fun, right? And that's part of our philosophy. Even when we invest in companies and we work with companies, we actually want to build a relationship with our founders. One of our key rules is we only work with founders that we like and we get along with and we want to spend time with. Life's too short, I think, to not have that philosophy. But what really drives me and our team is we get to work with some of the smartest founders in the world, driving some of the biggest changes out there, right? Whether that's in gaming and NFTs, or if that's in ag tech and supporting over 500 million smallholder farming families, or in the music and entertainment industry, or fintech, or all sorts of other spaces. It's really about driving transformational change. And, I get to be part of that journey, and our team gets to be part of that journey to support incredible founders to build that future.
So you're also a resource for them if they're asking for introductions or collaborations, because you've seen so many companies, early stage and others, right?
Absolutely. So we work super hands-on with our companies. We talk to every single one of our companies every week. We work with them on how to drive scalable progress, how to drive their revenues, their user growth very effectively. And so we've got a lot of experience scaling companies across different sectors. And then we sort of look at it as a two-way relationship with our founders, right? Like, we learn a lot from them as well. But it goes both ways, and we can help sort of coach them through different aspects, or they can access things like our BFF Global Expert Network with over 230 experts, which includes many Fortune 500 execs, a lot of fund managers, a lot of successful entrepreneurs, some of them with multi-billion-dollar exits. And that creates a really helpful resource for that, to leverage that group as well, to drive change in their businesses.
Amazing. Yeah, you can mention, you mentioned the NFT gaming business. We also have lots of NFT companies here. You can share, one of the stories that excites you, one of the companies that is doing well these days.
Yeah, there's a lot of companies really breaking out in our portfolio. I think something maybe to pay attention to, or a couple to pay attention to, would be, Splinterlands. They've been probably one of the fastest growing games right now in the industry. I think DApp Radar's currently got them listed as top 3. And they're driving substantial change, I think, in the NFT market. They're doing a lot of really innovative things, from rentals to, staking mechanisms and how they built sort of their entire onboarding process, et cetera, really helps to fuel and bridge that gap between, traditional gamers and blockchain gamers. There's companies as well in our portfolio like Lunar Crush, which is one of the most popular tools right now in the world for discovering altcoins. And, I think they're just getting started. I think growth's going to continue to explode. I believe they're already, analyzing about 4 million social media messages a day right now with natural language processing, and that's only going to continue to grow. So it's a really exciting time to be part of this change that's happening in the industry.
Wow, amazing. And yeah, I'm reading about these companies and others, of course. Are you more focused right now on early stage companies in this space, or because companies are all watching us right now and wanna connect and learn more about your organization?
Absolutely. So we are focused on early stage. We typically like companies that are, anywhere from pre-seed idea to, seed and pre-series A and series A. We do respond to every single company that reaches out to us. So definitely feel free to reach out to us. I'll also spend some time at the event, happy to connect with any incredible startups.
Exactly.
And so we want to hear from you. We will respond. We know it. We've been founders before. We know what it's like on your side, and we want to just be part of your journey to build the next best thing.
Yeah. So right now, because I mean the word is flat, because of COVID, I'm seeing you in Singapore and other. Where are you based? Maybe it doesn't matter, I mean, anymore.
Absolutely. So currently I'm in Vancouver, but also spending a lot of time in Singapore and still been traveling, a little bit during COVID. But we operate with our companies remotely across all time zones. We already have companies across 6 continents, so we do cover the vast majority of the globe. And we don't mind if the company is in a country that maybe has less exposure to venture capital. If you're working on something interesting, we'd love to hear from you.
Wow. So like totally relevant for Coin Nations because we are all across the nations. And I just wanted to focus our viewers right now in a specific country or a specific place, but it seems like you're getting ideas from all over. And you
Absolutely.
yourself, I see you actually attending many of these blockchain summits to open up more doors for these companies and bring up the conversations about it. What excites you in blockchain? What is the future that if I can take a little bit of your vision in this space?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, at the core of it, right, what blockchain is really doing is it's solving, challenges and problems around or inefficiency around human trust, right? And you no longer have to, trust someone or trust something that you don't know. And you can actually start to break down all of those barriers that create major inefficiencies in economic drivers or value. And so, at the core of it, that's what's happening here. And I think that's what's driving a lot of the growth is now that realization that we can do business with anyone in the world. We can, stake and earn revenues, when someone on the other side is doing something else with it, but we don't know or need to know who they are. And that means we don't need to trust them because it's algorithmically trustable. And I think this is solving a lot of problems. And this is the case both for private blockchains and public blockchains, right? It's just, even though they're done in different ways, they're both can create a lot of value. And so we do look at companies that cover, both of those different sides of the coin. So, we're excited about where this is going. Of course, there's a lot of different spaces. I mean, NFTs have been something we've been, bullish on and investing in for many years, right? Not just recently. And we believe that, in 20 years, people are going to think that we were crazy for not thinking we needed to track all value in a digital form. I mean, imagine if you didn't have a way to track land registries or credit registries or anything like that. I mean, we track this stuff, asset registries, all the time in a physical world. And of course, we need to be doing this in a digital world. So this will consume the way that, everything is being done in the long run in a digital form in a lot more ways than we're seeing right now.
I love it. I think people understands now, and this vision is clear. And you are investing a lot of your time and your career in building these bridges. It's super important and amazing, and again relevant to our summit. I wanted to ask you one last question. I know maybe some, traditional institutions or leaders, people who are from the maybe old economy, do they take you as I don't know, listen to you as an advisor? Do you engage with them to bring them to the table, to help them understand what you are understanding right now?
Yeah, so actually I've been doing this for well over 5 years with major companies around the world, and it's been interesting to see how that started to mature. That discussion started to change. I mean, when I first did this, started doing this, it was before 2016, and some of these conversations, in that period where companies had never even heard of this, like boards had been only exposed for the first time to this, and it was still almost not taken seriously, and that tone, that that way that it's being looked at has completely changed, and I think will continue to change. It'll continue to be taken more seriously. It'll continue to get adopted by companies that are still on that innovation curve, but it's continuing to then expand across the entire industries, right? And so we'll see more and more of that. I mean, we already have a lot of Fortune 500 executives, for example, as part of our expert network, that are looking at blockchain, that want to stay up to date on what's going on here, that want to support our companies and know what innovation they're working on. So, you're seeing more and more of that effort as well coming from traditional corporates, from intergovernmental organizations, et cetera, to learn more, to be part of, to test and pilot solutions. And then the next stage after that is to continue to launch full scale solutions, which you're already starting to see, but it will continue to get more widespread across those industries.
Yeah. And by the way, we have here also central banks and policy leaders from all over they're all watching you. And what I liked, at least in my connection with you, you are a connector. You immediately said, how can I help? How can I serve? How can I be a part in delivering this message? And how can people follow you? Where is the best place to connect and learn about the programs, the conferences you're leading and attending?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, one, you can always reach out to me on LinkedIn or Twitter at Ali Madhavji. You can also reach out to us at blockchainff.com and share what you're working on. We do respond, as I said, to every single company that shares details with us. So we'd love to hear from you, in whether we can help you or connect you to people in our network. We're always happy to help support the industry.
Amazing. And by the way, I did scroll down through your LinkedIn. Very, very impressive and interesting, all the things that you're doing and involved in. And some of them are so different. Some of them are so unique. And just the combination of it drives my curiosity into getting to know you. And I'm happy that you're a part of the Coin Nation Summit. And feel free to stay here and, network with the people. And I'm sure lots of them would love to connect with you and all you do. And respect from me for your direct attitude, and let's do it.
Thank you. That you're too kind, and we're just trying to help and make a difference.
Exactly, and you are. Thank you very much, and enjoy the summit.
Perfect. Thanks so much.